So, I'm tired of making games with constant violence. So instead, I'll make a game with violence, but the type where you can't fight back.
What the dog doing?
So first, here is a box, which will serve as the map where most of the game happens. But before actually making the map, I'll work on the more basic features. Starting off with the camera, which will be on first person. I also made the right arm visible because it looks empty without one. I've also seen an interesting video a while ago, and so I took its concept and applied it onto this game. But for a while I had no idea what I'm even doing. And as usual, before I got stuff to work, weird things happened. After some tweaking, instead of multiple naked selves, we now have multiple naked hands. So then I decided to scrap the whole first part of the script because I don't really need it anymore. And instead, I made a model, not in Blender though, but in Studio using random meshes and sticking them together like the good old days. You all know damn well I'm never learning Blender. Next up, we'll add a part that can be interacted with. Now you may have already wondered, what is this game even about? Well, cleaning toilets.
Huh?
For a brief explanation of the idea, you're a janitor for an old rundown factory of sorts. And in that factory, you got tasks to accomplish because the scariest thing in the room is a dirty bathroom. Back to the toilet. Very skibidi. And so I made a skibidi animation. Okay, I can't with a brain rot anymore. Why did I even write this in the script? Anyway, I made a simple animation of you putting your mechanical arm to use. And as usual, it doesn't work first try. And even the second. But third time's the charm, and it finally worked. I also noticed the arm looks out of place, so I tried improving it with textures. Now, it seems that even if I try a different genre, I'd still come back to my particle addiction. And so now we finally have Toilet Cleaning Simulator 2024. Next, I'll be making the map, starting off with a simple bathroom stall with a physics-based door, which I have to specify that the physics are absolutely garbage. After adding the walls, I worked on the lighting and the atmosphere. Now one thing to take note of is that I absolutely suck at map making, so bear with me. I also grabbed the light effect from the toolbox and made it flicker. But the spotlight effect kinda looks goofy up close, so I modified it a bit. I also added more details that probably won't even be noticed much. I wasn't satisfied with the lighting, and I also want to get a sort of retro effect. And so I messed with the properties, and with the help of some searches I managed to get a really cool aesthetic. And now I guess no one would ever want to use the toilet here. I then worked on the actual game mechanics, but then I realized that for that, I have to make more parts of the map, and I hate map making, so instead, I just did this. If, perchance, I would need a very capable builder to help me, by me I mean just you, make a spooky ass hallway and a janitor's room for a definitely not horror game for being included in the video. Very worth it, I promise. And some Robux. Join the Discord to submit blah 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 blah. So while waiting for a worthwhile response, time to go back to typing the worst code structures you'll ever see in your existence. And I'm once again flabbergasted about how dumb I can get because I've had whole scripts not work just because I forgot typing a single word. Now back to the map. I immediately found a modeler with models infinitely better than mine, Banan. And now, all we have to do is wait for him to lock in. I then made some animations that will be used for the tasks in the janitor room. One of them is just a simple loop. So now, there is this arm fixing mechanic, although nothing much really is happening visually, so I'll work on that. And I've also added some light effects, and then now it gives you seizures. Now, Banan absolutely cooked and gave me the map within just a day of development, which was way faster than I expected, and now the map looks absolutely fantastic. It's way better than what would happen if I was the one who made it for you. After inserting the new map, I worked on the subtle changes like the walking animation and such. Now time for the spooky part. One of the things that absolutely makes me paranoid are random events. Sounds or visuals that seemingly come out of nowhere to just give you the chills. For the visual jump scare, I obviously need one thing first, the monster. First, I wanted to draw concept art to get my ideas together. So I opened Pinterest for references and I found this uncanny looking thing. After some cooking, we now have this. I don't know, the face kinda makes it cute. But now I just send this to a very capable modeler, because if I made this, it would look total garbage. Now while the monster is being made, I made some more interactive items, such as the power box, the vents, and the lockers. Now, little break because I had to halt my development for a bit because Christmas came and gave us the blessing of being able to indulge in anime adventures back again. We back, baby! Time skip to a few days later, we now have the model sent. So let's get to making it move. Fortunately, the model is already well rigged. Now, the monster's behavior isn't the usual, will chase you to the depths of hell type. For your first few shifts, it will only stalk you, observe you from a somewhat safe distance, where it's just there. So, the gameplay loop will be simple. You start your shift by walking down the creepy hallway, clean all the toilet stalls, fix your mechanical arm, organize lockers, and then start the next shift. But between those shifts, you get some scary stuff, which I have not done the majority of yet. Now, for my future ideas, I also want to add an NPC, maybe your manager, or just any NPC to make the world not seem so empty. And maybe even more functions to the monster that would make this game way more interesting than it should be. Something like maybe it can turn invisible, which would make the game way more difficult and make you suffer more, because why not? Also, some lore. I definitely have to write some lore for this game, and it would just make the game way more interesting too. But anyway, we already got the basic foundations of the game done for now. For the next vid, I want to add more events involving the monster, but I'm kinda dumb, so y'all can suggest some more features and story parts. I still wanted to add more for this part, but I'm kinda low on time, so bye bye.